Hi. For tonight's homework, we'll be going over page 221. The directions tell us to find the sum or difference, and then we have to write our answer in simplest form. So we're going to do number 7 first. So for number 7, it's supposed to do 1/3 plus 4/18. So there's not enough room to show all of these wonderful calculations on the paper, so you should have some paper to show your calculations on. So we'll go ahead and look at number 1. So we have 1/3 and 4/18. We must have a common denominator before we can add. So that means we have to do our fraction train. So for 1/3, I'll do 3 fraction cars. Then I'll add by 3 on the bottom. Add by 3 in the denominator. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. And then I'll add by 1 in my numerator. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do the same thing for 4/18. I'll add by 18 in my denominator. 18, 36, 54, 72. Add by 4 in my numerator. 4, 8, 12, 16. So I'm looking for a match. So if I stopped at 12, I would not have a match in my denominators. So I'll do 2 more fraction cars. I'll do 5/15 and 6/18. So I'm still counting by 3's in my numerator and counting by 1's in my denominator. Now you can see I have a match in my denominator of 18. So I'm going to circle those 2 fractions because they have a common denominator. So those are the 2 denominators I want to use to add. So now I have 6/18 plus 4/18. That gives me 10/18. But that's not in simplest form. Anytime you have 2 even numbers, your answer is going to be simplified. And sometimes even when you have odd numbers, your answer will need to be simplified. So in order to simplify, I come over here and I make factor charts. I make a factor chart for 10, 1 times 10, and I can also do 5 times 2. Make a factor chart for 18. 1 times 18, I can do 2 times 9, and also 3 times 6. So as you can see, the greatest common factor that's in both charts is 2. So I'll do 10 divided by 2, which gives me 5. 18 divided by 2 gives me 9. So 5/9 is my final answer. All right, so now let's look at a subtraction problem number 12. It works the exact same way. So I have 5/7. So in my denominator, I count by 7. 7, 14, 21, 28. And I have 2/3. In my numerators, I count by 5, 10, 15, 20. In my next fraction, I'll count by 3's in my denominator. 3, 6, 9, 12, and then I'll count by 2's in my numerator. 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I stopped at this fraction car right here, I wouldn't have a match. So I'll have to keep going. 3 more fraction cars. That leaves me with 15, 18, 21, 10, 12, and 16. So now I have a match of 21 in my denominator and 21 in my denominator. This is a subtraction problem, so I'll subtract 16 21's minus 15 21's, and that gives me 1 21. And that answer is already simplified. Let's take a look at number 15. Number 15 is working on algebra. So for number 15, I have to do is 9/10 minus some number to give me 2/10. To give me 1/5. And what I have to do is figure out, what do I subtract from 9/10 to give me 2/10, which is equivalent to 1/5. So let's see how I got this 2/10. So I got 9/10. I made my fraction cars, 1, 2, 3. Count by 10's in my denominator, 10, 20, 30, 40. Count by 9's in my numerator, 9, 18, 27, 36. So now the problem has 1/5. So I want to have a common denominator. So I count by 5's in my denominator, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Count by 1 in my numerators, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, my common denominator is 10. So now I have to figure out If I have 9/10, what can I take away to have 2/10? So 9 minus 7 will give me 2. So that should be 7/10. And we'll do one of the problem solvings at the bottom. Okay, so it says Sarah, give us some time to adjust here whenever you finish it. So this is number 17 that we're going to do. And it says Sarah is making a keychain using the bead design shown. So we'll take a look at that design. What fraction of the beads in her design are either blue or red? So here's her design of beads. So in order to make a fraction, we first have to figure out the total number of beads. So the total number of beads is 15 beads. There are 5 blue beads and 6 red beads. So now I have to make those into fractions. So if I do the blue, there's a total of 15 beads and 5 of them are blue. If I do the red, there's a total of 15 red and 6 of them are blue. So if I'm going to do blue or red, that means I would do 5/15 plus 6/15. I already have a common denominator, so that's going to be 11/15. Please complete the rest of your problems. Thank you.